Welcome to The Health Code.
This is our podcast where we chat about all things health, fitness, career, relationships, and lifestyle.
It's kind of like your weekly catch-up with the girls. And the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Guys, welcome back to The Health Code podcast. Soon, if you are watching this on YouTube, then hey. Soon, I reckon in like a few weeks, we'll be in our new studio.
Yes, I
and
can't
you guys
wait.
Won't have to just see the side of my
Yeah,
head.
I know. It's so cramped in here at the moment.
I feel like I'm whenever I reference the listeners, I like face you.
You look at me.
And when I reference the YouTubers, I have to move my head. So if you're listening to us on Spotify or any kind of podcast platform, what's up in your earbuds?
How you doing? We're back.
And what's up in the visuals over here? So today, all right, not going to lie. We sat down for a while and we were like, what are we going to talk about? We had a few really good ideas, but one of my favorite things to do on YouTube, on Instagram stories, and here at The Health Code on a podcast is answer your questions.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we are here to talk about things that you guys want to hear about. So I went on to Instagram stories. If you don't follow us on Instagram, make sure you do. It is at the.healthcodepodcast.
Wow.
Whoa, I am tired. And I did one of those little question polls so you could put in your questions and we're going to answer them today. So I kind of made the title Health, Fitness and Body Image.
Yeah.
Selfishly, because it's what I want to talk about right now. So before we get into it, I think we need to have a little weekly wrap because we have a lot.
We have so
update you
much
on.
to catch up on.
Yeah. I'll let you go first because I feel like I really dominated that intro.
Yeah, you did. I was about to have a little input. I'm like,
I came in hot. I just had
You're excited.
No, do you know why? Because I had a really fantastic banana smoothie.
Oh, shut up about your smoothie, all right? Stop it. That's a soft point in my heart right now.
Explain.
And I'll explain why, guys. It's bittersweet in a way because number one, it's awesome because I've finally worked out what's going on in my body. I don't know if we described it properly on the podcast in previous episodes. I know
in
last
Caleb's
episode
one,
we
yeah.
did. Oh, we did too. So I've been going through all these health issues, dizzy spells, feeling unwell, having these heart palpitations. I've dived into every possibility it could be. In all
You were
honesty.
having this metal taste in your mouth.
Metal taste in my mouth. Like, it could have been anything, right?
Yeah.
Got all these tests done and everything was coming back positive. Like, I'm all good. My heart went and saw a cardiologist, did a stress test. He said my bloods and my heart, everything is perfectly fine there. Anyway, long story short, all the doctors are saying everything's all good. I went and saw our naturopath Hayden at the Happy and Healthy Wellbeing Center, and he put me on some tests. And I got some results back from this test, people.
You did a breath test, a poo test, and
Yes,
a
I
saliva
haven't
test.
got the results back for the poopy test yet, which will dive deeper into what bugs are in my stomach. But right now, I've been diagnosed with SIBO. I keep saying SIBO. I keep going SIBO. But it's SIBO, which is short for small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. I got it right. I crushed it. Look at me go.
I'm so proud.
And look, it's a really bad thing to have.
Yeah.
But it felt so good to get an answer. So now that I've got this answer, I've been put on a really strict diet. I'm not going to go into it too deep, but pretty much all I'm eating is meat and very limited vegetables.
I have never experienced such a restrictive diet.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is for like 6 weeks and it's just to kill this bug and restart the gut and everything.
We're in like the repair stage right now where we're just sort of trying to minimize the nutrient food for this bug. But anyway, this bug, it eats all the nutrients in your food, and a part of its byproduct is methane gas or hydrogen. So a normal person's levels are around this whatever this measurement is 10. My levels were up at around 40. So I'm in this like extreme situation right now.
No wonder why you feel so bad.
Yeah.
But not even that. He got his hormone results back.
Yep.
And whoa.
My cortisol levels were kind of on the lower side, but my estrogen and testosterone levels were pretty much completely gone.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is when your body's going through this stress, and this is what Hayden was telling me, your testosterone and estrogen levels can get cut off to support your cortisol levels to
try to
manage
build
with
them
that
up
stress.
again.
Yeah. So that would like explain all these symptoms of me feeling dizzy and like lethargic and
tired
all the
emotional.
time. Yeah. So it's just this big like whirlwind of evil in my tummy right now is going on. So the next phase after this first phase of eating this strict diet, we start the kill phase, which I'm really excited about. Hopefully I'll get like some more results then.
It's really been testing me in the kitchen as well,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I make
Far
us
out.
dinner every night. Yeah, every night. It's I enjoy taking care of our family in that way, and like I find it therapeutic to cook. So I cook dinner every night, but I've really been limited. I'm not allowed any spice. Like I am eating normal food, but when I cook it for the family, I'm like, if I cook a big dish for us all to share, it can't have any spices or any sauces.
It's hard to bring some
no
flavor
carbs,
into it, that's for sure.
hardly any vegetables. But you are feeling so much better.
Yeah, I said to Sarah before, I'm feeling about like 70 to 80% of my potential. And that's literally just from a diet for 3 weeks, which is,
You
it just
are
goes to
what
show.
you eat.
Yeah, it just goes to show that it's
Yeah.
so powerful. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I can get back to full normal in maybe
Even
2
the
months from now,
colour.
fingers crossed.
Even the color in your face.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you guys, like a month ago, people even noticed in the vlogs, like you were just like so pale
I just
and your
couldn't
lips
talk
were-
either.
Yeah.
I just couldn't talk. And in those vlogs too, you want me to be a part of it, but I'm like, I just can't. I had no energy to the point where I couldn't even sit down with Sarah and have a conversation, do the podcast like we usually do.
Yeah.
You know, like I just couldn't do anything. I was just like a vegetable, basically.
Yeah. So I guess your weekly wrap is just like you putting yourself first and putting your stress levels and your mental health and your body first before everything, which
Starting to repair.
Yeah.
Starting to repair. But this whole saga is sort of like, it's opened up both of our eyes to how important it is to have downtime as well. And another part of my treatment has been acupuncture. And Liz, we've done a podcast with her before. She's massive on reducing stress in your life. And I agree, it's totally important. When you get to a state where you don't know what's going on in your body and you're trying to push through and you just keep getting worse and worse and worse to the point where you feel like you're dying on your inside, like something needs to change. And I
Yeah.
think it's been good for both of us as a learning curve, because we go all the time. Like even today, for example, you're YouTubing today. We've had 2 meetings. We've been to our house. We've checked that out. We've been sitting here doing work for the last 2 hours. Now we're going to come sit down and do our podcast. Sometimes it's hard to shut off from, life.
and I feel like, but even when I was like at school or I was in retail, I always had these same feelings, like that feeling of anxiety and stress in your own body always feels the same. Like no matter what stage of life you're in, I always get the same kind of feelings of like that upper chest tightness and like forgetting to breathe kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like I feel like since this whole issue with you, and even when I was repairing my own hormones and trying to get my period back, I had to do huge lifestyle overhauls. You just become so much more aware of your breathing and your chest and your emotions. And I don't know if I touched on this in my last vlog when I updated your health issues, or I might have even talked about it on, I think it was just Instagram story, but I want to do a whole podcast on this. And it's kind of like exposing the issue behind the word hustle and how sometimes hustling is great, but sometimes we glamorize the hustle too much, that it overtakes your life and it completely absorbs you and you have no time for anything else and it just overwhelms you. And I feel like sometimes we especially get stuck in that hustle, grind, work,
Yeah.
don't stop, success, motivation, inspiration, keep going, wake up early, be productive. The word productivity to me is so triggering right now. Like the feeling of having to be productive every day.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, and I feel like your health was not only for you but our family as a whole, and showing us that you don't need to be the best at everything. We just need to pick our battles and have family time as well, because like you can hustle yourself to death, literally.
100%. And even just like creating that awareness around when your body is stressed, because prior to this, I had a good way of just shutting it off and just not letting it
You were so
bother me. I would just
chill.
keep going. I would just keep going. And it was just like an Energizer bunny, right?
Yep.
Until something like this happens and you have to crash.
Yeah. And you hear it like when you're a teenager and adults say to you, oh, wait, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out. You're like, bro, you don't know me. Like, I can keep going. Like, I can keep going. And then you of all people, I would never expect you to burn out. Same as me. People said, oh, like, you're so motivated. You keep going. I burnt out 4 years ago. So no matter who you are, like, it's not a weakness to say that you're tired and you're burnt out and you need a weekend.
Yeah.
And even if your emails are overflowing, it's okay to just sit down and watch Netflix sometimes. Like, you're human.
Definitely.
Just think about even primally, we would sit around a campfire all together and just talk and like go and collect firewood and like do the kind of chill tasks like that. Like, we don't do that anymore. We don't do anything chill. Even when I walk Abby, our dog, like, I'm either listening to a very stimulating podcast, which sometimes I don't want to listen to that. I just want to listen to the ocean. Like,
I can't help but always listen to them. We spoke about that last podcast.
I know, but like, I feel like, I don't know, if there's one thing we need to do on this platform, it's balance the
hustle
inspiration.
and the grind.
It's the inspiration and support to hustle, have a side hustle and build your dream career, but also don't let it
consume you.
That's the word I've been looking for. Don't let it consume you.
Yeah.
This
You
has
still
nothing
need
to
have
do with
a
this
healthy
episode,
lifestyle. No, I know. We just got on a tangent. Of course we did. I like that point that you said about the caveman thing. Like, you think back to that, most likely the males would go out and hunt and then they would come home with this big piece of meat. And then what would they do? They'd hang with their kid, hang around the village,
Eat
chill
it.
out, sleep.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
You had highs and lows.
Just go get your food and then come back and then that's it. That's all you had to do back then. I had such a simple life.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously we have evolved from them. We've become adaptable to stress, but I feel like we put too much stress in our life now.
Yeah. It's like there's always a level of it.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, back primally, it was more like,
Spike.
I'm going to get eaten by a tiger. And then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, no, I'm chill.
Yeah,
I'm going to get eaten by a tiger.
Oh, no.
Chill.
Now an elephant's going to step on me.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, my weekly wrap, I guess, is the counterpart to Kurt's. I have felt I've kind of had to take on a lot more in the family unit, would you say?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't want to glamorize myself here, but
She's
like,
a great mum.
no, I mean, you said it.
What a woman.
It has really put a strain on us, and it would, to any relationship, it would.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
sucks.
like, it's not like it's going to break us, but when someone is sick for so long, it affects the other person. It just does. That's just reality.
Yeah, the other side of it that I didn't touch on as well is it like the illness was consuming me as well because I was every night researching about it. Maybe I've got this. Maybe this is what's going on. I'm a person who wants to just fix it. Like, tell me what I got to do. I'll fix it. I'll do it. I'll eat this restricted diet. No worries. I'll complain about it the whole time, but I'll do it. Yeah. So that as well played into that majorly as well.
For the past few weeks, I've really tried to be the sunshine of the family. And like sometimes I'm like always like, I can be the one complaining and I lean on you for support because I'm stressed because my life is so stressful. But I've had to be like, okay, Kurt is really stressed in his body. I can't project any of my stress onto you, any of my worries onto you, which I mean isn't great for anyone, but that's just sometimes what you have to do. So I've just tried to be like the sunshine and keep everyone happy and like cook and support you in the ways that I know you need support. Like I know I need to go and get all the food that you can eat because you're not organized enough to do that. And then I cook you dinner and, you know, I make it okay for you to go for a surf and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I just feel like I've just tried to support you in the best way I know how while still running Sarah's Day and health code
3 companies
and being a mum and making the cooking project. But I don't want to bore you with any more weekly wrap. We've
got more stuff to talk about, surely, like funny stuff. Let's like lift it up a bit now. You've heard the boring part. We're over the boring part. Let's talk about some fun stuff that's happened.
Okay, fine.
In the last 2 weeks.
So
hang on. I know something first.
One.
No,
mine's better.
No, Big Papa's talking,
okay,
right?
well, you remember that. You said that because you wait for mine. It's juicy.
Oh, no. I'm scared.
Go.
Anyway.
You should be.
So, we've got new cars. We got new cars.
Yes.
Which is so exciting. So we've been with the Mazda family for about 2.5 years now.
Something like that.
Absolutely loved our time with them. It was amazing. But it was just time for us to move on and you know, do our own thing. And
even just reduce our content calendar.
Yeah. Stress reduction. There you go. So yeah, that's ended now, and now we have purchased our own cars. But on this topic, right, Sarah, we both sort of got our dream cars, which we were so... I'm in love with my car. Like, I kiss it. I kiss the steering wheel. And
You did today.
Oh, yeah, I did. I kissed the steering wheel today. I love you so much, baby. Anyway.
I don't even get that affection anymore.
It's a car, all right? But the best part about it is, right, like Sarah's car is probably double the price of my car. But when I turn up to the job site, guess whose car all the boys... are ranting and raving about.
So unfair.
That's right.
No one cares about mine.
Big Papa.
But
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Literally,
I'm going to play that every time
no
I turn
one
up to the driveway
that.
now. Everyone calls you Big Papa at the house.
But do you know what
Big
the
Papa
most annoying...
KJT.
But do you know what the most annoying thing is for you?
Yeah.
Is that I don't care.
No, yes you do.
No, I don't.
You even got upset about it the other day.
No, I was just joking. I was just making a story.
You're right. You're right.
You know I don't care. You of all people know I literally don't care. Like, if people like your car better, I like that because you're so obsessed with your car. I'm
so
like, you
obsessed with
deserve
my
that.
car.
Well, I'm like chill.
I go over to Sarah's house, and so Sarah's dad has like a 4-wheel-drive Ute. I got a 4-wheel-drive Ute, by the way. Sarah's dad has one as well, and he's kitted his all out. So we're all excited. Every time I go over to their place, all we talk about is what we're going to do to the car.
So boring. I don't care. Like I said, I don't want to do a vlog on my car. I didn't want to vlog buying it. I didn't want to vlog getting my dream car because I bought it for myself, not to show off. I'm totally not saying that people who post their car purchases are showing off at all. I think like good on you.
Yeah.
It's just it was just really personal to me. Like I had always written this car down on this dream, like goal book of mine. And I did it for myself. I didn't tell anyone I was buying it. I purposely got the windows tinted so people don't see me driving it because I'm a bit embarrassed. I don't know. I get embarrassed having nice things.
Yeah. But I love that. I love that about you. I love that you you had that as a goal. I remember when we first met. I was like, what's your dream car? And you're like, oh, this is my car. This is the car I want. And now it's happened that you've actually purchased it. How good is it to like
I literally cried driving it home. I was like, what? But that's the thing. I just did it for myself. People have been asking on vlogs. They're like, did you buy a new car? I'm like,
oh, the news is out now.
But I just get a bit embarrassed, I don't know. Anyway, onto mine.
Yeah, go for it.
So I never ever TikTok. Okay, because I'm so busy. So I think, I should do a TikTok dance, but like literally, can I do a whole podcast on freaking TikTok?
Yeah.
I'm not going to. But how do people have time?
I don't know.
To not only number one, learn how to edit on TikTok. I still don't know how to do that. I hate learning new programs. I'm old. Like I'm like 27. I'm too old for that. That's like 17-year-old style. Yeah. Number two, how do you have time to film them? And then most importantly, how do you have time to learn the dances? Like all these people like doing this sick, I don't have time. Literally, I don't have time.
That's why I don't go on it because I can't dance.
Right. So finally, I found this trending TikTok that I was like, I could be a part of the club. I could upload a TikTok finally. It's so easy. It's so easy. I know where you're going with this. And it's basically...
Oh my gosh. Go on.
I wish I could show it. It's basically this TikTok where the girlfriends hide their phone and they say to their partner, babe, I feel like you could have been nicer to me today. And you see how they react. So most of the boyfriends are like, oh, babe, like, what do you mean? I thought I was really nice to you. They're all American, by the way. And all the guys are like laughing, being like, are you kidding me? I just bought you a burger, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I was like, I'm going to do it on Kurt. So I was laying in bed and I knew that I couldn't do it in front of him because I would laugh. I'll just laugh. I have the worst lying face. So he was in the ensuite. I was laying in
P.S.
bed.
We had an excellent day this day as well.
Yeah, we were
Been a
like,
great day.
we were in a good mood. So
Yeah.
I was like, he has to have something to say. Because if we were fighting that day, he could have been like, well, you could have been nicer to me.
Yeah.
So I was laying in bed and we had just watched Tarzan and it was all good. And I was like, Kurt? He was like, yeah. I was like, I feel like you could have been nicer to me. And he was like, what? And I was trying not to laugh and I was like, okay, compose myself. I feel like you could have been nicer to me. And he goes, oh. And I'm filming, by the way, for TikTok, to post this on TikTok. He walks out, turns around to me and goes,
Completely starkers.
completely naked. Completely naked. I was like, and I just burst out laughing. He was like, what's wrong? I was like, you're naked.
The anaconda was dragging along the floor and everything.
It was so funny. Anyway, so then all night I was just
dear.
like screenshotting random parts of the video and sending it, airdropping it to him.
Oh, it was so I
guys-
was like, please don't. And she's like, I'm
if
going
we
to post
get-
it. I'm going to put blurring on it. I'm going to post it. I'm like, don't. But that's assault. Like people will get offended by that. Like, I'll go to jail for something like that.
If the health code gets 1 million followers on Instagram, I'll post it.
Talking about
Seriously.
1 million, we hit 15 million downloads today.
Whoa.
Pretty much, yeah.
Guys, thank
Yeah,
you.
so thank you to everyone who's been listening in. I was so excited to see that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Who wants to listen to us about your dragging anaconda? I have no idea. Anyway, let's just get into these questions, shall
Let's
we?
do
There's
it.
some really juicy ones. So yeah, on our Instagram, I said, you guys want health, body image episode, so please leave your questions below. Health, fitness, body image, let's go. I'm just
Let's
going
do
to,
it.
we haven't planned any of this, obviously. So we're just going to pick our faves. No, this is sad.
All right, go on.
My boyfriend cheated on me after 7 years of being together, and I feel like the most unattractive girl.
Oh, that sucks.
I've been there. I felt like
Sucks.
that.
What was the question though?
That's not a question.
Oh, she was just saying
I just
that.
feel like we need to give her some love. Or like,
Yeah.
if you've been broken up with, even if it's not about your looks, even if they're just like, hey, I just don't love you anymore, or I feel like we've been fighting, like, at some point, I feel like a lot of females, we question, is he just like not attracted to me anymore? Is he not into me anymore? Is there something wrong with me?
No, he's a dick. Don't worry about him. I think what you need to do right now, it's the truth. He's probably some asshole anyway.
You don't need him.
You don't need him. No, but I think the best way, my advice, and I reckon you'll agree with this too, is especially after a long relationship like that, we've both been in them and we've both, come out the other side of it, is to go and find yourself. Go work on yourself.
And learn to
Be
love
selfish.
yourself.
Yeah.
And be so, not obsessed with yourself, but be so confident in yourself that hopefully
Yeah.
that question never runs through your mind again.
Pick
you
up
know?
some new routines that you hadn't done before. When my relationship ended back forever ago, I went and started the career that I always wanted to pursue. And look at where I am now. Like, it's an opportunity hidden in disguise for you, I think. So all the best to you.
Body image during stressful times when exercise isn't a priority. So talk about body image. I
Talk about that right
tell myself all the time that fitness, especially body image and the way that I look, is a journey. It's not like
Yep.
a destination of A to B. It's a continuous journey. It's a continuous cycle. And sometimes you're really, even if you look the same, sometimes you just feel extra confident. Other times you don't feel very
Or you might
confident.
be performing better in the gym. That's what makes you feel confident.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Even like I was talking to Tanika and I was like, the fact that our abs are going to be sore tomorrow because we did abs, we're going to feel like we have shredded abs,
Yeah.
even though they probably look the same.
It'll take another 3 months for
But-
them to pop out.
But whenever I'm stressed or if we've been traveling and I haven't had time, I just tell myself this is temporary. Like this is a journey. And I'm going to get back on my fitness routine and I'm going to get back in my morning gym workout routine. So just tell yourself, it's just like positive body talk and positive self-talk. Like, it's okay. I've been stressed and I'm going to be better next month or I'm going to get back into it next month.
Yeah. You know what helps though? Doing like activities that you really just enjoy doing as well, like get you out of that mental state. Like I love surfing and paddleboarding, and I think that like going and doing those type of activities during periods where you may feel a bit down and you're like in a bit of a funk with the gym and just not feeling confident in yourself, I feel like those sorts of activities, could be netball, could be dancing, whatever it is, doing TikToks, dance TikToks, they just give you that little bit of, excitement around training again, and it sort of ignites something again. So I'm always about, doing little activities outside of the gym. Yeah.
This one is about Instagram and tips on loving yourself. How to follow girls on Instagram, but also love yourself.
Oh, I could talk on this for a long time. I'm getting warmed up my seat.
Yeah. I have a few tips for this, or just like a few personal revelations. I feel like, especially if you are into health and fitness, you've been in a place where you follow the people you want to look like only. You follow, for me, back in the day, I would only follow like shredded girls because I was manifesting that. I was like, I want to look like them. If I follow them, I will become them.
Yeah, what happens when you became that?
I lost my period. I didn't sleep. I was emotional. I sweat too much.
What were you eating?
Literally chicken.
Yeah.
And
boring,
barramundi.
It's basically what I'm on right now.
Yeah. I thought you were just getting deep into my psychology there.
I'm just saying the light is not always brighter on the other side.
No,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
So, nowadays, honestly, hand on my heart, I have such a sense of balance in my life. I love my body. I really do. Even when I have days where I'm bloated and I'm like, I love my body so much more than I did like 5 years ago, or even 4 years ago when I was like super shredded. Like, I love my body in such a more maintainable way. Like, I'm going to love it forever. And there's a few reasons for this. So like, I feel like I need to do a whole podcast on like exposing myself and exposing Instagram. Like, I feel bad that I was a part of that culture 4 years ago where I would just do a vlog on just getting shredded when I was so lean. Like, imagine being postpartum and watching me.
Yes.
No,
Wait. I don't think it's a negative thing that you did that, because in your mind back then, you thought that you could always be better. Like,
I know.
I feel like when you're at your peak, you still think that you could be better.
I know. I just think I'm at such a different point in my life now, being a mum and just like being a lot more realistic and relaxed with health and fitness. Like, I look back now and I would be triggered by that vlog now. Like, if I watched a really, really shredded girl saying, I feel really bloated and I want to get really lean, I would look at her. I was shredded. I would look at her and be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, I see what you're
like,
saying.
Back then, I didn't think I was lean and I didn't think I was shredded. I had major body dysmorphia, obviously, because I was like thinking I needed to lose extra weight. I was like 10 kilos lighter than I am now.
Yeah.
So I look back at that girl and I'm just a completely different person. Like, I'm so much more confident. And I mean, a lot of this has come through my journey. Like, I'm so glad I went through that, because I look back and I'm like, I wasn't happy then. I was never going to be satisfied. I've had a complete mental shift. But in terms of Instagram and who I follow, here's my tips. I follow obviously girls who inspire me to be myself. I follow girls who are very authentic and raw. I love when people show their flaws. I love when people even Insta story with no filter. I love when people show the negative parts of their life, not focus on the negative, but they say, I have really bad period pain today, la la la. Like, it's really hard to find, I think, really organic, raw, open people on Instagram who aren't scared of being like ridiculed. One thing I love to follow is people who look completely different to me. If I just followed...
What do you mean by that, though?
Like, I love following girls who look completely different to me in terms of body shape, skin color, hair color, height, ethnicity, everything, because I find the beauty in everyone, and then I feel like I appreciate myself more. Yeah. So, like... I follow this really cool girl on Instagram. Oh, I don't even know her Instagram. I'll have to find it and post it. But she has like tattoos and like short, funky, cool hair. And she's just like this really cool Asian designer girl. And I just think she's so beautiful. So then I look at myself in a different beautiful way, because I'll look at her and be like, oh, like she has really beautiful eyebrows, and that girl over there has really cool hair. And then I try to look at myself and I'm like, I wonder what people think is like unique about me. If I just followed blonde, white girls like me, I would compare myself to them. But when I follow girls that look completely different, I feel like I appreciate myself in a different way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like just recently, since like following all different kind of people, like I don't know, accidentally followed different people. I just have a better appreciation for myself.
Yeah.
It's really hard to explain, but I just don't compare myself as much now.
Yeah, I feel like my opinion's a little bit different to you on this, and this is like, I'm about to drop some truth bombs here, because I kind of, I like, there's a lot of negativity going around the internet at the moment in particular, and I feel like a lot of people are focusing too much in on other people's lives, and they're forgetting about their own lives and what's important in their own lives and personal growth and personal development. And I think if you're following someone just because you want to look like them, but maybe it's not a positive message that they're pushing to you, then you probably shouldn't be following that person. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally.
I think that
There
you
needs
need
to be a
to
deeper
follow
reason.
people who bring happiness and motivate you to better yourself. But I feel like fixating on other people's lives is not healthy whatsoever. And I feel like you need to break out of that and stop worrying about Instagram and who's got what followers. Like, I have friends who worry way too much about Instagram, to the point where I'm like, dude, why do you care? Like, why do you actually care?
Yeah.
What are you going to benefit from it?
Yeah.
Hey, I've got 250,000 followers. I love everyone who follows me and supports me. It's amazing. But like, I'm not anyone better than any other. Like, I don't view myself as higher than anyone because I have a big audience that follows me. Like,
I think it's more just like,
crazy.
I guess I took the question as more like looks and
Okay.
not even numbers. I didn't even think about numbers.
Yeah.
It was more just like, I don't look like that girl, or like, oh, everyone
that's the
poses
thing,
like
right?
that
Like,
and looks like this, and I don't.
Why focus on someone else's life when you should just focus on like the little wins that you have in your life?
Yeah.
Like, if you lose 5 kilograms, high five, man. That's a massive effort. That means you've cleaned your diet up, you've started training, or you've picked your game up in the gym and done a different routine, or mixed it up and done something differently, and you're getting results. Like, how good's that?
I also have one more thing to say, I guess. For me personally, if there is one thing in your body, like, I'm just talking about physical, because I think this is like body image physical.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that really, that you fixate on, or that you're really self-conscious about,
Yeah.
and there's certain accounts that trigger you, that make you think that about yourself, unfollow them.
Yeah.
For instance, a few years ago, I was really self-conscious about my legs, and I followed accidentally heaps of accounts that just had like models with like these long limbed legs. They weren't my friends, so I just like followed them for like the gram.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I unfollowed all of them because I was like, this is bad on my mental health. I'm like feeling confident and amazing after the gym. I've just done squats and like whatever. And then I go on Instagram and I see these long limbed models who I'm never, ever, ever going to look like. I was at a point in my life where it wasn't healthy for me to follow them. I think you could, if it doesn't trigger you in any way, if you don't feel bad about yourself, then follow them. But if it actually is making you embarrassed or making you self-conscious about your own body,
it's not
like,
healthy.
what's the point?
Yeah,
what's the point?
exactly.
Just unfollow them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's my thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool. Next one. We went on a tangent on that one. Sorry.
Oh, well.
We went in a few different directions there.
How do you stay motivated being healthy and fit? You can start.
Okay. But I think because I just love it, first and foremost. I used to be really focused on body image, and becoming a dad, you start to not care as much about that. Like, I still want to look good. I still have goals in the gym that I want to achieve, but at the moment, I just love training. I love it's for me, it's a mental thing. If I can train 7 days a week, I will, because I just enjoy being in there. And if I don't like doing that, I'll go and do some other type of exercise, and then eating healthy. Like, who doesn't like feeling better? Like, every time I go and have a pizza or a burger, I love pizzas. I love burgers. Every time I have one, I feel like rubbish.
Every time you go, that's the last time. That's the last time. I'm
I
like,
eat a
no.
full tub of Ben and Jerry ice cream. I have a pizza. I go hard in
You're
one night.
lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant. I fart up a storm in bed.
Ain't that the truth?
And I feel like rubbish. So there's no point.
Yeah.
What about you? You're going to be easy for this.
No. How do we stay motivated? I feel like it depends number one, how old you are, and it depends what stage in your health and fitness life you are. If you're just starting, like a lot of us talk about, usually, you could be suffering with like a health issue, or you just want to feel better, but usually it's physical. Usually you want to just look a bit better and like lose a little bit of weight or tone up. So at the start for me, it was all about looks, but I ended up loving the way I felt after training. I felt like I could focus at work better. I was a nicer person. I slept better. I feel like there's so many positive benefits that come out of training. And I think focusing on that and shifting your focus from physical to, wow, I'm actually performing better in life.
Yeah.
That is life-changing. So for me now, like I totally still go through waves of feeling unmotivated, but I don't pressure myself to work out in a way that gets me the desired body. To get me back in that motivational state, I will just move. Whether that's going for a walk, I go to a Pilates class. I think booking into a class is honestly one of the best things you can do because you don't have a choice.
You have to go.
You have to go. You've paid for the class. You've organized with a friend to go with, if you have a baby, you've organized a babysitter. Your husband or your partner or your mum's looking after your baby.
Yeah.
I just think for me, if I'm in a rut, I go for a long walk with Abby and Fox, or I book into Pilates.
Yeah.
And then when I come home, I just check in with myself and I'm like, see, you feel so much happier. You're so much calmer. Like, I'm going to sleep better. I think it's so much more than how you look. And that's why we train now. And that's, a part of your protocol now to get your health back on check is training in that non-stress related way.
Yeah. I have to train at about like 50 to 60% now, which is where I used to train at about 100.
But that even shows, they've prescribed you that to balance your hormones again, physical movement. So it's so important.
Yeah. But I think on top of that as well, getting to that point, what was I going to say? Sorry. Oh, so off the back of this now, when I feel better, I'm going to set a goal for myself to get to a certain weight. So I think also how do you stay motivated? Setting yourself goals. You may have school holidays coming up and you want to look good for summer and, that's one of your goals, or you may have a wedding coming up, or any type of event can be a goal. I think that's definitely a good way to stay motivated as well, as always setting yourself these micro goals. Usually 8-week challenges. They're usually the best way to do it. And then after that 8-week challenge, if you're not one of those people who's highly motivated to go to the gym, try something different.
Like my little sister.
Live a healthy lifestyle and then do another 8 weeks and, just keep doing that.
Like my little sister, she wants to be fit and she wants to train, but she sometimes just gets over it. She's not she doesn't want to go to the gym and do her own thing. So she started doing like Lyra. She does this thing called Lyra where it's like this big hoop. So random, but she loves it and it's a really good workout. For me, I go to Reformer Pilates. For you, you love jiu-jitsu or you love going for a surf. Find something you love.
And not to mention, when you train as well, if you're training 6 or 7 days in the gym, most athletes train like that. You know what I mean? So you need to mix it up. It's not realistic to live a life of an athlete.
Also, mixing it up really tricks your body and keeps your body guessing.
That's true.
When I balance 2 Pilates days and then a HIIT day and then heavy legs and then a walk, I'm ruined opposed to just doing HIIT circuit, HIIT circuit, HIIT circuit. If you mix it up, your body changes and believe me, the results speak for itself, honey. Mindful eating and how to eat healthy.
How to eat healthy. Ooh.
I think not stressing out too much. From personal experience, I literally talked about this on my vlog this morning. I'm filming a vlog. And I went through that phase of having no grains, being strict paleo, having no rice. I was always hungry. I would research so much about food. I was kind of consumed by food. Mm-hmm. And don't you think the most chill people and sometimes the healthiest people are sometimes the most relaxed?
Yep.
Honestly, I really am not trying to glamorize or glorify myself too much right now, but I feel really balanced. And I can have my gluten-free, I'm gluten intolerant, but I can have my gluten-free toast. I have rice, I have pasta, I have fish.
But how do you feel eating like that?
Good.
Yeah.
Because I'm fuller for longer.
And you've got a full stable diet there.
And it's because when you tell yourself, we all know this, but it's so true. When you tell yourself you can't have something, you want it more. You of all people know this right now. Yeah. I would tell myself I'm not allowed any bread. I'm not allowed no gluten-free toast. It's empty carbs, blah, blah, blah. I would crave bread. So then I would compensate with a kilo of fruit and nut mix, which in the scheme of things is more calorically dense anyway. Like so many fitness people that you meet who don't eat carbs, don't eat rice and don't eat pasta, they end up binging on something worse. So from my personal experience of like being restrictive and then like binging at night and then like feeling bad the next day, and it's this cycle that never ever ends. And now I feel like I can have like a little bit of dark vegan chocolate and I can have a little bit of vegan ice cream. If I just give myself little bits here and there, I don't crave a tub of ice cream.
Yeah.
How good have I been with fruit and nut mix lately? I don't crave a whole
you're really
jar.
good at that.
I have a little bit because I had toast in the morning and then I had rice. And I just feel like don't put so much pressure on yourself. Just do the best you can, and it's pretty easy. Like literally eat real whole foods, have your brown rice and a good source of protein and some veggies, and snack on fruit, drink loads of water. You don't need all the superfoods. You don't need all the crazy protein bars. You don't need to make homemade protein balls. You can literally have a tin of tuna on toast.
Yeah, that's it.
Very passionate about this one.
You are.
No, because I think of my 24-year-old self where I was so confused with fitness and I would follow all these shredded girls and I would eat so shredded and I never felt happy and I never felt full and I ruined my hormones. I lost my period. I want the girl listening who's going through that to be like, go eat some bread.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll still be lean. I'm telling you, I have abs and I've had a baby and I eat so much bread.
Someone's a little passionate about this topic. Hey, okay, my idea now. So, I come from a personal training background. So we do like a tiny topic on nutrition. I'm not allowed to give nutritional advice, but when we train someone for the first time who has a goal that they want to achieve, now I'm going to assume this, how do I eat more healthy so that I can lose weight? This is the way I'm taking it. Mm-hmm. It's all about those little wins. First thing you do is try and cut out that refined sugar and just try as best you can to either minimize it or cut it out. The next thing that we would tell people to do is minimize your dairy intake. The next thing we tell people to do is minimize gluten. And then just try and eat whole foods, like real whole foods, and don't go and buy all these protein bars and things in that, because there's a lot of other things in there that who knows what happens in the body.
And do you know how
that.
much easier your grocery shop is if you just buy like the real food? If you just buy some steak, some chicken, eggs, tofu, vegetables, fruit, nuts, and seeds.
Yeah.
Number one, cheaper. Number two, so much quicker. Like think about our grocery haul the other day. We were so quick. We were in and out. We didn't even go through the aisles of like the muesli bars and cereals and the health food aisle. Like we literally just stayed to the perimeter, went home. And I feel like my gut's better as well.
Yeah, definitely. And then not to stress about food as well will give you results. Like, for example, I'm sure most people have already watched this documentary, but the Ronnie Coleman documentary. He's about to compete for Mr. Olympia, and he goes into the bedroom. I can't remember who the guy was that was Mr. Olympia at the time. He knocks on his door the night before, and this whole time they've been touring, he brings his chicken, his rice, his broccoli. He's got all his food like packaged with him everywhere he goes. This eats on a schedule. Coleman,
not the winner.
Yeah, this is Ronnie Coleman. He eats on a schedule. He's so like invested in his food and how he's, when he's eating and
regimented,
how he eats.
strict, 100%. On task.
So he walks in the guy's room, and he's like, "Hey, sir, how do you do it? Like, what are you doing?" And the guy's like, "Man, you need to relax." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You need to relax." Long story short. So he hands him a shot of vodka or whatever it was. He's like, "Have a shot." Ronnie Coleman had never had alcohol before, and he has this shot for the first time. He's like, "Oh, okay, that was a bit intense." And he keeps handing him another shot and another shot and another shot. Anyway, long story short, he reduced his stress before this competition. He was probably also severely dehydrated.
I was going to say probably a little bit of dehydration.
And I'm not saying that like you should go out and drink alcohol, but I think a big part of this thing was the stress around competition, and that comes into play. And he goes out and he wins Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, in the documentary, he kind of just says like that was a turning point for me to realize stress on the
Yeah.
body. So from
And
then
he's been
on,
too uptight and
so from then on, he doesn't just drink before.
No,
these
he
things.
didn't.
He just says like, "Wow, I was way too stressed and fixated." Yeah.
And another way to eat healthy is to not drink alcohol. So
Hey, freaking man. Surround yourself with people who don't drink, and it's the cheapest, easiest life ever.
that's a good way to save money, that's for sure. My turn.
All right, Kurt's turn to pick a question.
Turn. Okay.
Last question. Make it a good one, Kurt.
Okay.
Last question.
Oh, this is actually a good question. Because I feel like we all suffer from this. I don't even know how I'm going to answer this one. How to stop telling myself I'll be happy once and just enjoy this moment.
That's tough.
That is a tough question.
That's tough because it can be related to so many things. Like I feel like I can give advice on this in some aspects of life, but not others. For instance, let's just expose myself here. We're moving in a month, and the fact that I know we're moving means I resent this apartment, which is crazy because 2 years ago when we bought this apartment, I was like,
the best thing ever.
Best thing ever. I was like, when we were renting our tiny apartment at the beach, I was like, when we move in here to this apartment,
We'll have more room.
I'm going to be happy. I'm going to feel like I have space. I'm going to have space to work and also live. Fast forward to now, I'm saying those same sentences about our new house. And, you know, like even before, even at the start of this podcast, I was like, guys, this is one of the last ones in this studio.
Yeah.
I'm going to be happy in our room. Now, I do think I will be a lot happier at the house. I do because it's very different. Like I'll have a backyard and anyway, I'm not going to, whatever. I do think I'll be a lot happier. But I do question myself sometimes. I'm like, am I just going to keep saying this? Am I just going to, for the rest of my life, say, I'll be happier when...
There's the truth to it. You will.
I hate that.
Yeah, you will. We
really...
all will because we all strive for greatness, right? Like we always want the next thing. We always want the next thing. You get to your goal and then you make another goal and that's okay.
Yeah.
It's just, you got to reward yourself when you make it to that goal, you know?
Yeah.
Like back to the cars thing. Me kissing my car is me being like, I'm so happy within myself that I, you know, achieved that and I got that car that I've always wanted.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's giving yourself recognition and a pat on the back to say, you're doing good job. You know what I mean? I think that's how you live in the now and
so
not
hard.
strive for the next thing. Because we just finished a campaign with Sarah, an awesome, fun, you know, campaign.
It was the gaming campaign for
Yeah.
Reboot Unlocked. It was like GTA / The Sims.
It was so clever. It was a great concept. Everyone loved it and everyone got really involved with it. And I was so excited during it all happening because I really get energized off, you know, people's feedback, you know, and seeing everyone so happy and positive and loving it is just so exciting that now it's finished. I'm like, all right, good work. What
On to
now?
the next. I know.
What's the next big one I'm going to create? You know what I mean?
I know.
Or
We don't celebrate our mini wins.
Yeah.
You know, anyone. I don't think anyone celebrates their mini wins enough.
Hmm.
But, and I guess in terms of the way you look, I'll be happy when.
Yeah.
Even like with hair, you think I'll be happy when I get my hair done again. Like when I get my regrowth sorted, I think about that all the time.
What about like, I feel like in the world of girls, like handbags and things like having a nice fancy handbag. Do you feel like when you're walking around with a nice fancy handbag, do you feel like what do you feel? Do you feel better? Like do you actually feel good for wearing it?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I'm not really into brands like that. However, I do have one really beautiful handbag that White Fox, I got two. You want me one as well?
Yeah. You're so dog. I bought this. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna tell this story because I bought. So Sarah's birthday. I can't even remember what birthday it was, and we're
like
always
2 years
talking
ago.
about. She's like, oh, I just want to be like one of those hot milfs with a nice, nice handbag.
No, I
wanna be
did.
hot milf.
That is such a lie. I
No,
said
that's what you
I don't own anything nice, like a branded nice. I think I should get one nice handbag that I use all the time. Just
And I
one
thought,
good handbag.
you beauty, I'm going to buy her a nice handbag for her birthday. She's so hard to buy for her birthday. Anyway, White Fox sent her a delivery on the day of her birthday before I give her her present. And it's an even nicer handbag than the one I bought her.
It's a Balenciaga handbag. I was like, oh my God.
And I was like, are you guys kidding me? Like, what the heck? So here I bring my little scrappy bag out.
No, it was
scrappy.
I love you.
Nah, scrap bag. Sarah leaves it in the cupboard. I don't even see the light of day, the poor thing.
I've used it twice.
Oh yeah, exactly, twice.
It's your bag's from Furla. It's still beautiful.
Yeah, scraps.
No, okay.
Rip it up and put it in the bin.
Anyway, sorry. Back to your question. I only have 2 nice handbags.
No.
And I'm just not really brand focused, but I will say it's especially like clothes and materialistic things. Yeah, for like a few weeks, you're like, you feel awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you okay, when you buy like an off-white jumper and you wear it around.
Yeah, but I'm obsessed with brands. Like, I was asking you because you're not.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, then no.
Yeah.
No.
Because I'd spend all my
know.
money on stupid brands, but that's not smart.
I'm just not really into brand. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm more like the piece I'm in. Like, I love my activewear collection, so I love wearing my activewear,
Yeah,
and
but
I
that's
feel
cool.
like, yeah,
That's cool 'cause you
I'm
designed
the
that.
boss. Yeah. But no, my I'll be happy when is like, I'm dumb stuff. Like, I'm like, I'll be happy when my pantry's clean. I'll be happy when my
we get a
apartment's
wake boat.
clean. Shut up.
So, another
If
story
I
for
hear
everyone.
If I hear this again every day, oh,
Me and my mate Preston.
you guys, you're so dumb.
So when we got the house, from day one, like the first day we showed Brenton the house.
It's got a driveway.
We're
We're
like,
going to get a
oh,
wake boat.
look at this driveway. It goes off into the front. You could put a boat there. And I was like, yeah, we should get a wake boat. Sarah, we should get a wake boat. And Sarah has been so against this, like, forever. So now,
my dad says the best boat to have is someone else's.
I totally agree. But the fact that it annoys you so much, my goal, and this is probably going to be 20 years from now, I'm going to get away with
Fine, do it in 20 years when Fox doesn't want the front driveway to play with his little bike. I don't want to get a wake boat. We don't have
so
time
funny.
to even go on
But
a
now
boat.
it's downsized to a jet ski because that's more of a realistic item to get.
We're not getting a jet ski.
What about a boat? Just a normal boat then, like Tingy?
No, you can get a blow-up boat and then I'll pop it while you're in it. That would be awesome. Anyway, guys, I feel like that's enough questions. We didn't really get through that many because I feel like we went in depth. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like this was, do you know what? I feel like this was a really good mindless listen podcast. Like when you're cleaning your house. Like if you were just cleaning your house, you're
That'd be
welcome.
great. Yeah.
You're welcome because you were just invited in our
Welcome to the health code.
welcome to our
Disheveled.
disheveled.
Scrappy.
Scrap-
Like
I was
your
gonna
handbag.
Anyway, guys, if you want to keep up to date on our Instagram, we are the .healthcode.
Oh, you got it this time. Well done.
mate, I
well
know.
done. You're back.
Shut up.
You're back.
And I am Sarah's_day on Instagram. I have a Balenciaga handbag
Shut up.
and a Furla one, but we leave her in the cupboard.
and
I'm done.
And I'm KJ Tills.
I wasn't
and I'm going to cry myself to sleep because none of my presents are good enough for
I'm
you.
also on YouTube.
I'm also on YouTube and Instagram. Wow, this is the
I'm
worst
also
outro
on
ever.
TikTok. I'm also on TikTok, and if I get 1 million followers, you know what's coming. The naked video.
No, never.
Guys, we'll talk to you in our next episode.
Can I touch on something that's really exciting?
What?
Well, we might be uploading more frequently coming up soon.
Oh, can we tell?
Is it too soon?
Can we tell?
We've got something planned for you guys.
Something daily planned.
Potentially.
Maybe. Or are we joking? Stay tuned, guys. Very exciting things happening. We'll talk to you in the next episode. If you're watching on if you're watching on YouTube, I'm blowing you a kiss. If you're not watching on YouTube, then you need to go over there because...
What are you doing in your life?
True.
Living under a rock with that handbag. Bye, guys.